Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Ben and I'm a meditation and spiritual teacher. If you're new to my channel and you're wondering who is this guy, well, I got introduced to meditation when I was 6 and by my dad. He was a meditation teacher as well, and I was taught by him and also his teacher. So I've been surrounded by this stuff my entire life. I'm still very much a student. I consider myself a student. I'm still learning every single day and understanding myself more. But obviously, naturally, having done it for so many years, I've developed and acquired, probably is a better word, lots of knowledge, lots of experience, and enough that I felt, you know what, I'm going to share this on YouTube, because I'm sure there's loads of people around the world who want to learn as well. And I've been teaching meditation now for about 5 years to people all over the world. I've got a school called the Inner Journey School. I'll put a link to that in the description. Amazing place if you're a meditator and spiritual seeker. But I was driving along just yesterday and I had a download, just a load of information just start landing in my mind. And I thought, I've got to write this down. So I voice noted it onto my reminders list. And I thought, I'm going to create a video about this because I'm sure people will really resonate with this, because it's something that I've noticed. And that is that as soon as you start walking along the spiritual path, you start noticing, or you start having, lots of hardships. So you start experiencing frustration and anger and resentment, and you're getting really irritated, and you're having all of these different kind of experiences that aren't peaceful and aren't what you would consider spiritual experiences. And you're like, what's going on? You know, I've finally sort of taken to this spiritual path. I've finally started walking it. Maybe you've started meditating. Maybe you've joined a meditation group or an online school, and you're having all of this resistance come up, and it just doesn't make sense, because you're like, I'm doing something positive. Can the divine just not give me a break and let me walk along this path and make life a little bit easier for me? And so the download that came through was the explanation as to why this happens. And so I'm going to explain it now, and I'm going to be looking at my phone and referring to what I wrote down or verbalized. I have edited it a little bit since, but I'm still going to look down. So I wrote, you come to the spiritual path to realize yourself, ultimately to realize the divine. Soon enough, you start feeling frustrations, jealousy, hardships. All of this comes along the path quite quickly. It's quite a common thing that seekers have. This is all part of a divine blessing. So we often see this as a problem, but this is actually a divine blessing. And what's happening is you're being shown areas of yourself that now need transformation. So what you've actually done when you've walked the path is you've gone to in a way, in a sense, you've turned to the divine or a higher power, and you've said, I want to change. I want to learn about myself. I want to grow. And what the divine is now doing is the divine is giving you the opportunity to do that. The divine is teaching you. Essentially, it's saying, okay, you want to learn more about yourself. Well, this is the anger that you need to deal with. This is the frustration you've been holding on to. This is the irritation that only comes up in particular times, but I'm showing it to you now so you can actually do something about it. All of this stuff has to be brought out of you. It's common that seekers see this as a problem. They assume something's wrong, or maybe I'm on the wrong path, or maybe I can't meditate. A lot of people will feel like this, and I totally resonate with you. I totally understand, because I've had phases like that myself. But I want you to know, in this download, for me, it came and I just knew it was the right thing. I want to confirm with you that these are divine blessings. The divine is bringing out in you that which needs to be changed, and the divine is now giving you the opportunity to face it full on. And a lot of these things are just buried within us, and we don't normally deal with it, or maybe we only feel frustration when we're in a circumstance which brings that out, you know. But actually, we're being given a gift, and it's all part of the transformation. So what I would actually recommend that you do, and this is something that really helped me, was I started to shift my mindset around this. And rather than seeing anger, frustration, jealousy, all of those experiences that we have, doubt as well, when we start walking the spiritual path, rather than seeing them as a problem, see them as a blessing. See them as something which is enabling you to grow, which is enabling you to get closer to the truth, enabling you to understand yourself, the essence of you on the deepest level, more and more. So when you can shift your mindset around it, and rather than see it as a problem and that something's wrong, see it as a gift, and see it as a a sign of growth. See it as an area of growth, an area that's being shown to you where you need to work. It makes it so much easier to deal with, because all of a sudden you're like, oh, thank God I've been shown this thing that's been stored in me all this time. I'm bringing it out. I'm bringing it out. All the greatest teachers in the world, generally speaking, realized souls or avatars, they would quite often put their students in situations and do things that would bring out the ego. And it's a very, very common practice. So, for example, Sri Sathya Sai Baba, he would use Isaac Tigert, who was his very close American devotee. And Sri Sathya Sai Baba is an avatar, a divine avatar, who I think died in 2012. But he would because Isaac Tigert was a white Western man, he would get very close to him, and he would allow Isaac to sit near him through his teachings and things like that. And Isaac said that Sai Baba actually told him once that he was using him as a bait for evil. And ultimately what he was doing was bringing out the jealousy in all of the other Indian devotees of Sai Baba who were getting jealous of him. So he was actually bringing out in all of those devotees that which needed to be changed. But if he hadn't created that situation because of his divine knowing, then they wouldn't have had as easily the ability to see their character defects that needed work. So this earth plane is a school. We're here to learn. And once you put on the lenses of learning, and you're not just sort of fumbling through life and thinking that life is so bad and it's all against you, once you look at it as if it's teaching you, you become open to the universe and this plane to teaching us, because all the planes are just different schools. They're different levels of learning. You can learn at a much greater rate. So it's not going to be easy, this spiritual path. You're trying to achieve and strive towards the divine, the pinnacle of what any human being could achieve. So it's not going to be easy, but you will overcome it. And the more that you adjust your mindset, the more that you work through these various parts of you that are hidden, it becomes easier. That I can promise you. So I hope this has been helpful to you. I hope it makes sense. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know down below. And if you do want to join my online meditation and spiritual school, there's an incredible community in there. We host weekly live sessions, meditations, there's all sorts in there. I'll put a link to that down in the description. Thanks so much for watching, and hopefully see you soon.